Guachi Boy asked me if I could touch on this topic because he's noticed a lot of videos from trans men attacking this subject a bit aggressively. So I have to try and keep calm talking about how trans men react to, let's broaden it up to like radical feminists as well as individuals in the lesbian community who try to invalidate our gender and our transition and our identity. I think I'm going to move inside because it's a little chilly for my tastes. Okay, so trans men reacting to lesbian invalidation of our identity, and radical feminists as well. Nothing is going to move forward. Nothing's going to be done. We're just always going to be stuck in this cycle of attacking each other if we can't just be civil and talk. No, and some people are never going to change, but you can't get angry with them. You just have to ignore them because they can't invalidate your identity. The only person who can do that is you, by not having confidence in yourself. Like there's so much hypocrisy in their arguments that it's a big waste of time, and if we get angry about it and swear, curse, use defamatory language towards them, use sort of sexist name calling, so just really inappropriate words that have been used against women historically as an oppressive mechanism. If we start resorting to that, then one, we do become part of the patriarchy, part of the system where men dominate women and oppress them, and I don't believe that any trans man actually wants that. It's possible. It's possible. I can't deny that, because the trans community is a microcosm of society. So I can't say that there aren't trans men who are misogynistic and who are, happy that they have this male privilege and this male power now. I'm pretty sure, for the most part, we don't want to oppress women. It's not part of our agenda. But if you do react in this sort of angry, irrational, just off-the-handle swearing and cursing and calling these women idiots and all that stuff, it's not productive. Let's point to that and say, look, roid rage, he's so angry. I do want to read something that Dirt, but you guys know this individual, right? Dirty White Boy 67, yeah, the go-to if you want to make a point about this topic, I guess. Okay, so this is from someone who is trans, and they're quoting, I think they're quoting another comment. Okay, so this is the quote from the anonymous person who wrote the blog, but this isn't a quote from the blog, it's a quote from a comment the blog person made to someone else. No matter what you people do to yourselves, you'll never pass, gain a partner, or have friends. You'll never be seen as male. End quote. And now this individual's response to that quote. Please don't confuse your experience as the experience of all individuals. I am never read as anything other than male. In fact, when I come out to people, they don't believe me. I have also been happily married for 9 years and have wonderful friends. You don't speak for everyone. That being said, I am happy that you found yourself and what works for you. And regardless of what changes you made to your physical self, you will find that special someone. I'm happy for you that you're getting your life all sorted out, and I wish you all the best. Never let anyone tell you who or what you are. Only you get to decide that. I wish you the best, and I know you'll be fine. Okay? So, just reading that, I'm assuming that's a trans man responding. This is right below that quote, and it's from the person who wrote the blog. I am so sorry that your partner allows you to be this delusional. And it's not just my experience, but many others. No one here is confused except you and other transgenders. No one should transition. You will regret it 5, 10, 20 years from now. Hope that tea is doing wonders for your health. I find it funny you you or any other opposing commenter never talks about that. A website is being blueprinted and with Dirt's permission that you promote it. Again, I'm sure blah 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 blah. So, how can you deal with that? You can't. This person calmly refuted points that the individual who's detransitioning presented, has no problem with the fact they're detransitioning and is supporting them, just showing a lot of support. And this person turns around and is like, well, I'm really sorry to hear that your partner lets you be delusional. What? That's rude. That's very rude. And you can't do anything about it, you know? Being calm doesn't work. Getting angry certainly isn't going to work. This person, if you start getting angry and swearing and all that stuff, they're going to use that against you. You know, validate their argument against, you know, who you are, which obviously is false. I think I got angry reading this, you know? But to be reactive isn't going to help our community, and it isn't going to help the lesbian community. It's not going to help radical feminists understand where we're coming from. All we can do is calmly talk about our experience, and if people get it, they get it, and if people don't get it, they don't get it, and they're going to say things that we might not agree with. I think something that needs to be acknowledged is a lot of the time I feel like it's people who don't feel the way we feel trying to tear it down, right? So you have to have confidence in yourself, you know who you are. You have to realize that these people don't actually know what they're talking about. They are theorizing about something they've heard about, they've seen, they've read about, but they don't know what it feels like to feel trapped in your body. And because what we're doing has repercussions within society, that they see that and they don't understand why we're doing what we're doing, so they come up with all these excuses and all these reasons why we're doing what we're doing to invalidate us, because they feel like we're invalidating them and invalidating their what they're striving for. So all of us are kind of just like animals being backed into corners, and we get our backs up and things can get ugly. So you just need to back off each other, give each other some space, a suggestion I have, because I'll fully admit that when I read blogs like this, and when I come across discussions or anything when it's sort of a radfem or butch lesbian talking out of their hats, they don't know what they're talking about because they've never experienced it, instead of reacting to that, so instead of reading a blog from a radical feminist, reading something you don't like, getting riled up by it, like, that's not true at all, like, who does she think she is? Why is she writing this stuff? She has no idea what she's talking about. You're getting angry, like I get angry when I read that stuff. I get very indignant. I want to respond right away and be like, actually, this is how it goes. Like, instead of doing that, I think it would be good practice to hold off from writing any comments. Take some time, think about what they said, and then if you don't know a lot about like radical feminism, and if you don't know a lot about lesbian culture and all that stuff, maybe do a bit of research. I mean, it's nice and easy with the internet. I don't know. I think, okay, I'm going to end this video on this note. All the reading I've been doing online, and some of the reading some of the reading I did for my research paper, people talk about, what needs to be done. Now, things would be better if people were doing this, or if people were talking about this, or if people were, right, if this, if that. But I don't see, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but I don't see a lot of that being acted out on. And I don't know how. Like, I don't know yet. But we need these communities to start talking and, I guess, negotiating boundaries. See, I don't even know. The only thing I can think of is with trans women and, like, women-born women, idealists who are saying trans women shouldn't be allowed in women's shelters because it's just men dressing up as women to get access to sort of oppress those women with their penises, and which is, I understand. See, I understand that fear, but I also understand that they feel that way because they don't understand how a trans woman actually feels. Acknowledging why people feel certain ways and calmly addressing their fears and their misunderstandings and their assumptions, and letting them do the same, and not getting aggressive and not getting defensive, right? Just listening to what they have to say, processing it, and returning with your experience and your understanding of what they're asking of you. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I know a lot of people don't know. I don't know. It almost seems like people don't know how to think about things like that. There's a lot of superficial thinking going on about other people's lives, but not your own, and not your understanding of your place on the earth and how you feel about yourself and how you relate to other people and how your actions have consequences. I think there are too many people who don't think about that stuff. That might be where some of the issue comes from. So yeah, my advice is to take a step back, to think, sort of, and not just think the same thing over and over again on repeat, but look at all the different angles of something, all the different points of view, become a well-rounded individual, become very knowledgeable about these things because they are important to us, you know? And I think it's important to understand why people are attacking, why people in the queer community are attacking other people in the queer community. And once you sort of understand why they feel that way, then you can address those issues. Hopefully I can condense this video a little bit, but it might be a long one. I apologize. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year. That's a good one. Yep. 2012. Maybe this time next year things will be very different. Who knows? I'm kind of hoping for something catastrophic, to be perfectly honest. Hopefully everyone has a nice stress-free holiday season. I'm rooting for you guys. Alright. Peace. I feel like there are people in the lesbian community, there are people in the radfem community, there are people in the trans community who are ignorant people, and no amount of calm discourse is ever going to change their mind, because they don't want to change their mind, because they're happy being ignorant and they're happy believing what they believe, and they believe it for a reason, you know. There's always an agenda.